I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by friends at Gameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Legends of Andor. This is a cooperative game. You are a band of heroes, 2 to 4, that are trying to protect the castle from the monsters. So you are trying to make sure only the castle doesn't get overrun with monsters while completing an objective. And so you're moving around the board, you're buying items, you're fighting monsters, you're delivering farmers to their spots, or you're delivering potions and doing all sorts of things that I don't want to spoil the scenarios for you. But they're just doing multiple things while making sure the monsters don't get into the castle in a certain amount of time. Simplicity versus complexity.
I think this is a very complex game and it can be difficult to wrap your mind around. But because of that, in the box they've included an introductory scenario with tokens that only work in the introductory scenario to help you understand how to search, how to use the wells to get your life back, and how to fight the monsters. And there's all sorts of things you can do that it gradually ramps up the difficulty as you go through the scenarios. I'm holding the cards to scenario Legend 1, so the legends. There's 6 of them in the box here. I'm holding the cards to Legend 1, and it kind of walks you through all of what you need to know, and then gets more complicated from there. So it's doable, but it's not that simple.
I would agree that it is fairly complicated. The monsters move crazily. They move, the lowest one moves, and then if they're in the same spot, they jump. Some monsters move more, and that's just an example of one of the rules that is not hard. There's just a lot of those, so you just got to keep those in mind. But they do have a couple cards that you should keep out all the time that tell you things. Like, this is a whole battle sequence. It tells you everything you need to know about a battle sequence. But after you play the scenarios 2 or 3 times, if you beat the first one automatically, once you play 2 or 3 times, you'll understand how to do the battles just fine. So it starts getting to make sense the more you play it. So, but then, I guess as Tom said, there's more is added. Luck versus strategy. There's
a lot of strategy in this game. If you are the wizard, you're going to play differently than if you're the archer, and you're going to make different choices. And if you're like the dwarf versus the warrior or whatnot, there's the strategy as to how you play each character and whether or not you're going to go fight or run to continue the objective in some way. However, lot of luck. You move around, you search, and you go, oh, that's cool, I get to draw a card. Oh, that's horrible, it does something terrible to me. Or, move over here, boom, another monster. Can't even fit in the same space, it moves forward. Suddenly, you realize that you can't kill enough monsters before the game is over. And because every time you kill a monster, the timer moves up towards the end of the game, you're in trouble, because you have to kill that monster, but so it won't go into the castle, and it didn't even need to be in the game if you hadn't searched there, if you'd searched somewhere else. And so a lot of luck as well.
Yes, I would say there definitely is strategy. It's you have to figure out, you only have a limited amount of time. You can't kill all the monsters or else you'll run out of time. So there is a strategy in figuring out what to do and what order to do things. There's a ton of luck, though, with these tokens. If you're trying to find an item, it's probably going to be the furthest one away from you. That's just how the luck goes. Mm-hmm. These cards are always going to be bad. There are quite a few good ones, but you're never going to see them. And your die rolls are going to be terrible. And you're going to lose all the time. So that is the luck. And if you've won, I don't know, you're just a lucky person. So there's going to be a lot of luck. But that being said, there is still lots of strategy. Like I said, there has to be strategy. You have to do it in the right order. And that is that. So, fun versus boring. I do want to talk first before I get into what I think about this game. I do want to talk about what I really, really, really like about this game is that you can be a male or a female of the given, like this was an archer, and the female is not sexualized, and she's wearing appropriate clothing, just like the male archer, right? You want to be just as protected if you're female as you are if you were male. And so I really, really like that about this game. It's super exciting to me that I can play a woman and I look like me. And I if I were an adventurer, I would wear appropriate things like a shield and clothes and all this. So I really, really like that, and I can't stress that enough about this game. So that is fun for me in this game as a woman gamer. I also am excited about the theme of this game, right? It seems exciting in a band, and you're
doors.
Yeah, they're moving, and you're fighting, and this one moves twice, and it's really hard to kill, and all these things is really fun. That being said, this game to me is just too hard. Like, it just beats up on you all the time, and you have to get it exactly right in order to win. And that is super frustrating to me. And I wish it was better. I want it to be so good. And if you have had good experiences with this, please write it in the comments. I would love to know how you've made it fun. But for us, it's been so tough. And that's colored my opinion of the game.
This game plays you. You don't play this game. Because every time you kill a monster, which you need to kill a certain amount of or else they're going to overwhelm the castle, the time track goes up and you start getting more monsters from the legends. Every time it hits, like, if it hits, the time track hits C, we flip this card over. D, we flip this card over. F, we flip this card over. More monsters can come, more objectives can come. And because of how strict the time is, you don't get to run around and like kill monsters and explore and have fun. You have to do exactly what needs to be done right now. It's more of a puzzle in that sense than, like, say, a dungeon crawl, an RPG that I thought it was when I picked it up. So maybe it's just mismanaged expectations, but I do not care for this game. It is, in my opinion, I'm going to give it on the Board Game Geek rating, I'm going to go with I don't know, is it 3 or 4?
I'm going to give it a 6.
I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 10 for theme and appropriate female characters.
It's a well-designed puzzle, but I don't like it as a game. It's a 4 to me in terms of how much I want to play it.
Legends of Andor. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.